The worst advice I've heard given to new players is you should build your arena team first. As you can see, here's my Annihilators. Annihilators are the premier arena team in Marvel Strike Force. However, as you see, I haven't put much power into them. I'm not using them in arena. Much of what I have here is a result of tokens and things like that from doing other events. So I haven't actually powered the characters up. They just have ended up this way. And once again, I'm not using them in arena. So if we're not going to be using them in arena, what should we be doing? As you can see here at the top of the screen, I have over 19,000 power cores. Now, this is not from playing arena. This is just stuff that you get as a new player along the way, right? They're giving you some power cores, right? This is the thing that you get. This is the award for arena. It's power cores. They give you a bunch front loaded early in the game. Why? Because they know you're not going to be doing very well in arena as it is. And power cores are very important. Now, the interesting thing about this is you see up there that I'm level 91, upper left hand corner, right? I'm level 91. And at the time of this recording, this account is 109 days old. So we're a little over 3 months. We have not yet made it to 4 months with this account. Okay. So just playing the game as normal, I have a ton of power cores. So what should I be doing? If I shouldn't be worried about arena, what should I be worried about? I'm becoming more and more convinced that the answer to that, hands down, is raids. Raid teams are multiversal, right? You can use them in raids, you use them in arena, you can use them in Crucible, you use them in war. You use raid teams everywhere. They're not made for all those game modes, but because people put power into their raid teams, they work to a certain degree in all those game modes. So as you can see, let's look at my Vigilante team here at the top. So we look at my Vigilante team here. This is the newest team. So I'm putting the most investment into them. I'm bringing them all up to level 90, right? I'm bringing them all up to level 90, and I'm going to do that for all of my raid teams. I'm going to slowly go back and build all of my raid teams up to level 90. I'm going to make sure that they get that purple ISO. So you see Hitmonkey there. He only has 2, right? He only has 2 notches on the purple ISO. I'm working on that. So I just need that one piece. I just need that one piece right there. Is it available anywhere? It is not. If it was available in the Intel store, I would buy that. I would buy that piece. If it was available in the Battle World store, I would buy that piece. Now that goes against conventional wisdom. I would not do that necessarily, especially the Battle World purchase on my end game account. I would not do that as an end game player, but as a new player, I would. Why? Because you want to get your raid teams. I almost said arena, almost said it. You want to get your raid teams up and high. You want to get your raid teams up. You want to get them as strong as possible. How come? So once again, it has to do with the Chaotic Storm raids. So I'm going to join Strike Team 3 here. Here's the first node. The first node is Tech, and I can go up to difficulty 3. I can go up to difficulty 3, and that is important because I can start getting that red gear. I can start getting Armory 19 and Armory 20 orbs. This is very important. This is how you're going to farm these things to get characters built for the end game. We're not in the end game yet, but we need to make sure we have a steady supply of the resources that we need. Power cores are great, but power cores are not going to get me gear, right? Power cores are not going to get me gear. They're not going to get me levels. They're not going to get me training materials. But if I have a good raid team, I can get the gear, and I can use the other currencies and things that I get in other game modes to get the training materials, and then the ball just continues to roll. So if we're at the command center and we look at the Harbinger, week number 2, one of the points there, right? One of the points that I'm not able really to get so far, you see that on the weekly, earn Armory 20 orb fragments from Chaos Raid difficulty 3. Okay, you need to have some power and you need to have some purple ISO into your team in order to do that, right? And you play raids every day, you get resources every day, you get orbs that give you stuff every day. So you want your raid teams to be decent. I mean, theoretically, I'm contemplating how we want to do this. I don't know. The Intel store, the new Chaotic Storm raids, these are new to us overall. They haven't been in the game for a long time, but they present an opportunity for the new player to put themselves in position, in great position, to play the game. So I'm contemplating how much power should I put into these teams. So as we look, notice the pattern. notice the pattern. So the Vigilante, I showed you what we're doing there. And then as we go up a little bit, we have our Night Stalkers. Night Stalkers, we got the same thing going on. They're all at level 90. And we saw some purple ISO there, right? So before Hitmonkey came out, I started putting purple ISO onto the Night Stalkers. Once Hitmonkey got in the game, I'm working on him, and then I will pivot back to the Night Stalkers. We got Man-Thing here. I can pump him up just a little bit, but this is what we're doing for blue ISO. So every day when we go into the campaign, it says I have to do a certain amount of ISO campaign. This is what I do. I work on the Night Stalkers, get that blue ISO up. Then I can start working on the purple ISO using the other resources and things that I have. We have Moon Knight maxed out. I don't need to farm him anymore. Then we got Orcus. Orcus, one of my favorite teams. We're still working on them. We're almost got Omega Sentinel maxed out. All right, we almost have her. One more shot at her campaign node, I hope. And that'll get her maxed out. Scientist Supreme. Scientist Supreme is in the raid store, I believe. Yep, she's in a raid store. I'll go ahead and pick her up right now. And so this is one of the things, right? As a newer player, this is one of the things that I am a little bit worried about. What's going to change when the Intel store goes away? What's the legacy store going to look like? Because we're still going to need these type of characters and things like that to power up our roster. Alpha Flight. Now, Alpha Flight is interesting. They're the Spotlight raid team. And I don't know if I should really be powering them up. You see, I put a little bit of power into them. That would get me through the first portion of Spotlight, and then I would pivot to the, is it the Mighty Avengers, the Uncanny Avengers? Spotlight isn't supremely important, but you get those Spotlight raid orbs, and that's another catch-up mechanic in the game, right? They just give you tons of characters that you could be using as a newer player, right? Tons of characters that are in the current meta in some way, shape, or form. So because of that, I am thinking that maybe I might do this, but I still have to work on the other normal raid teams for the Chaotic Storm raid. Let me know your thoughts about that. Let me know your thoughts about that in the comments. After Chaotic Storm characters, should I then work on Spotlight raid, or should I pivot to Arena? What do you think is a smart call? Right now I'm leaning towards a Spotlight raid, but let me know what you think in the comments below. The last raid team is the Extreme X-Men. Now, I guess it's not the last raid team, but the last one on that list there is the Extreme X-Men. And as you see, I'm starting to lean into him. I'm starting to lean into him a little bit. I brought him up to level 90. Forge, he looks like he could go up some, but I want to bring him up to level 90. Same with Gambit. We're leaving Cyclops off. We're leaving Cyclops off. We're going to just pop in Jean Grey or Havoc or somebody else just to fill that spot, okay? I don't know if this is the right thing to do. They are the oldest of the teams. They haven't been replaced yet. But, right, if I can get through reliably, if I can reliably get through the Chaotic Storm raid on the mutant section, that's just more gear, and it will then funnel into my ability to power up my characters. The Thunderbolts are the newest team, right? They're the team that are coming into the game right now. Not on the free-to-play side. On the free-to-play side, it's still, who did I just say, man? Vigilantes. It's still Vigilantes. And the next up here is a Thunderbolt team. So Hyperion, he'll be coming out later on this week for the spenders. And then, as we can already see, Victoria Hand is going to start being trickled down to us. Now, so far, this is just from power cores. So every day, I just have this as a rule. If I have over 5,000 power cores, I open one. I open one orb, core orb, for the target, for the next target character. In this case, it's Victoria Hand. Okay? In this case, it's Victoria Hand. And we have an event coming up next week. Danger Room style event that should be giving us Victoria Hand shards. But since this is a raid team, if I can get her off the ground quicker, then I can get to Songbird, then I can get to Hyperion. The quicker I can get this team up and running, then I can do the entirety of the Chaotic Storm raid, maximize my ability to get my gear and things like that, and that should just help my account to snowball. That's why on the new player side, we're doing things a little bit different. You see, we have 600,000 intel points because I can't spend it all. All right, I can't spend it all. What we're going to do, though, I'm just going to get these characters, especially the raid characters. I don't know if this is the right thing to do. The store is very, hey, that's a star level for Silver Sable. That's a star level for Sable. Let's go ahead and rank her up right now. Here we go. Looking good. We're making it work even better. And you see I didn't get any red stars. I must have forgot to pull red stars for Silver Sable when she came out. That's a shame. So we'll just keep going, and then we'll get here. These are the older characters. Now look at that. We got my red gear in the game now. A little bit of controversy before. I'm just going to grab them anyway. I'm not saying that you should do this, but I got to spend the stuff on something. That's the part I still don't know if I should be going after the gear or not. Otherwise, I should probably start dipping into this purple ISO. I know people are screaming at me, no, don't do it. But at this phase of the game, right, I can't use the red gear. I'm still in teal, right? I'm still in teal, and I have another layer of teal to get through with these characters. Right, I still got to get to 18, which means I still have to get to, I don't know what level is it, 95. Then I got to get to 100. And like, that's the difference. That's the difference. I have to get that level first in order to be able to use that stuff. When I get there, then perhaps we start pivoting to whatever the newest team is and put those individuals in the red gear instead. That's my thought process. That's what I think is going to win. That's what I think the solution is. Let me know what you think. Am I on the right track, or am I doing something wrong? Raid teams, way to go. Power up your entire roster because you're pumping out gear. Power cores are good, but they're not going to put gear on your characters. If you haven't seen this video right here, though, please check it out. It's legit.